Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about one of the biggest stories in football right now, the crisis surrounding Manchester United. A club with a legendary history, massive global fan base, and incredible expectations is once again facing serious questions about its direction. For many fans around the world, watching Manchester United struggle is both shocking and frustrating. This is a club that once dominated English football for decades. But today, the team seems to be searching for identity, stability, and consistency. So the big question is simple. What really went wrong at Manchester United? To understand the current situation, we must first look at the expectations surrounding the club. Manchester United is not just another football team. It is one of the most famous sports institutions in the world. The club won countless trophies during the era of the legendary manager Alex Ferguson. Under Ferguson's leadership, Manchester United became the dominant force in the Premier League. Year after year, the club competed for titles, won major trophies, and produced iconic players. However, after Ferguson retired in 2013, things began to change. Since then, the club has struggled to maintain the same level of success. Several managers have tried to rebuild the team, but none have been able to restore the dominance that once defined Manchester United. Now the responsibility lies with current manager Erik ten Hag. When ten Hag arrived, many fans believed he could finally bring stability back to the club. His success at Ajax showed that he could build discipline, attacking teams capable of competing at the highest level. At the beginning, there were positive signs. Manchester United showed improvement in organization, tactical structure, and team spirit. But as time passed, the same problems began to appear again. One of the biggest issues facing Manchester United right now is inconsistency. One week the team plays brilliantly, defeating strong opponents with confidence. The next week they look disorganized, slow, and completely out of rhythm. This lack of consistency makes it extremely difficult for the team to compete for major trophies. Another problem is the squad balance. Over the past decade, Manchester United has spent enormous amounts of money in the transfer market. Some world-class players have arrived at the club, yet the overall team structure still feels incomplete. Take the midfield, for example. The team relies heavily on players like Bruno Fernandes to create chances and lead the attack. Fernandes is a talented and passionate player who often carries the creative responsibility for the team. However, when opponents successfully shut him down, Manchester United sometimes struggle to create dangerous opportunities. Defensively, the club has also faced serious challenges. Injuries and inconsistent performances have forced the manager to constantly change the defensive lineup. Without a stable defensive partnership, mistakes become more frequent and confidence begins to drop. The attacking line has also faced criticism. Players such as Marcus Rashford have shown incredible ability at times. Rashford can be explosive, fast, and deadly in front of goal. But like the rest of the team, his performances have been inconsistent. When Rashford is in form, Manchester United's attack looks dangerous. When he struggles, the entire offensive system seems to slow down. Another factor that contributes to the crisis is pressure. Manchester United is one of the most heavily scrutinized clubs in the world. Every match is analyzed, every mistake is discussed, and every decision is questioned by fans and media. For players, this environment can be extremely difficult. Confidence can disappear quickly when criticism becomes constant. The atmosphere around the club also plays a major role. Fans expect Manchester United to compete for the Premier League title every season. When results do not match those expectations, frustration grows rapidly. Social media, television debates, and football pundits all contribute to the narrative that the club is in constant crisis. But football problems are rarely caused by just one factor. Another issue that experts often discuss is recruitment strategy. Over the years, Manchester United's transfer decisions have sometimes been confusing. Different managers have requested different types of players, which has created a squad that does not always fit a single tactical philosophy. When a club constantly changes direction, building a long-term project becomes extremely difficult. In contrast, successful teams often follow a clear plan. Look at clubs like Manchester City under Pep Guardiola. Their recruitment strategy is carefully designed to match the manager's playing style. The same can be said about Arsenal under Mikel Arteta. Every new player is selected based on how they fit into the tactical system. Manchester United is still trying to reach that level of clarity. Another important aspect of the crisis is confidence inside the dressing room. Football is not just about tactics and skill. Mentality is equally important. When players believe in the system and trust their teammates, performances improve dramatically. But when doubt enters the dressing room, even talented squads can struggle. There have also been difficult moments during the season where Manchester United suffered heavy defeats or disappointing performances. These results often create negative momentum that can take weeks to recover from. Football seasons are long, and maintaining mental strength is crucial. However, it would be unfair to say that everything at Manchester United is negative. There are still many reasons for optimism. Young players continue to emerge from the academy. The club still attracts talented footballers from around the world, and the global support for Manchester United remains enormous. Few clubs have the resources, history, and fan base that Manchester United possesses. The key challenge now is stability. The club must decide whether it fully supports Erik ten Hag's long-term vision. If the leadership continues to change direction every few seasons, the cycle of rebuilding will never end. Patience is essential in modern football. Building a successful team takes time. Tactical systems need to develop, young players need experience, and squads need chemistry. Another possible solution is improving leadership within the team. Successful clubs often rely on strong personalities in the dressing room, players who can motivate teammates, maintain focus during difficult moments, and represent the club's identity on the field. Manchester United has some leaders, but many fans believe the team still lacks the strong collective mentality that once defined the club. For supporters, this period can be painful. Fans remember the glory days when Manchester United dominated English football and competed regularly for the biggest trophies in Europe. Watching the team struggle to reach those same heights can be frustrating. But football history shows that even the biggest clubs experience difficult periods. Great teams fall, rebuild, and rise again. Manchester United's story is far from finished. With the right decisions, the right leadership, and the right mentality, the club can return to the top of English football. It may not happen overnight, but the potential remains enormous. For now, the focus must be on improvement, unity, and belief. Players must fight harder on the pitch. The manager must continue developing his tactical system, and the club leadership must provide clear direction for the future. Only then can Manchester United escape the cycle of crisis and begin writing a new chapter of success. Because when Manchester United is strong, the entire Premier League becomes more exciting. The rivalry, the drama, and the competition all become greater. And for football fans around the world, seeing Manchester United return to glory would be one of the most fascinating stories in modern football. So what do you think? Is Manchester United really in crisis? Or is this simply part of a long rebuilding process? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this channel with fellow football fans. Thank you for watching, and see you next video. Soccer ball fire.